There's a new poster on the wall! Yay! It is in fact K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah, I got it at Anime Expo last weekend. I had a pretty fun time. My hair is still green though because I went as Mao Mao from the Apothecary Diaries. Yay! Yeah, I had a really fun time. I went with Cynthia and Isabella and then Cynthia's friend Caroline, and it was really nice to meet them. But yeah, I had a great time, but that's not what we're here for. So hello everyone and welcome to whatever this video is going to become. My name is Zarina and today we're going to be finally going through all the books that I read in April. So April was actually a pretty slow reading month for me. I only read 5 books, and I say only because I usually read about like 10 plus books a month. This year apparently seems to be the average. That is new to this year. I'm not usually hitting double digits every month, but apparently this year, I don't know what's going on. But because it'll be probably a hot second before my July video comes out, I would like to share a little bit about what I'm currently reading. So if you watched my July TBR video, you'll know that I'm currently slowly making my way through The Hunger Games by Susanna Collins. This is a reread of the series for me, and that's because I'm in preparation to read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and Sunrise on the Reaping, as well as watch The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes movie. But I just want to go in with the context of the series. I watched the movies on vacation recently and I was like, you know what? It's finally time. I'm just past halfway through The Hunger Games. I'm on the part where Katniss is with Rue. I know, I'm mentally bracing for that part. If you've read the series, you know exactly where I am, and oh, I'm not ready. So that's like my one chapter night book. My everyday book that I'm currently working on is Morgan Is My Name by Sophie Keach. I'm like about a fourth of the way through, and this is really cool. It is a Arthurian legend retelling from the perspective of Morgan Le Fay, and Morgan has kind of always been my favorite character in the Arthurian legends. I know, kind of a basic answer, I'm really sorry, but I took an Arthurian legends class in college, and I love the legends, especially the pre-Christian legends, especially having to do around like the Fae. This is so far has already been a blend of like the pre-Christian legends and like that post-Christian legends. So I'm really curious to see what's up. I know there's also a sequel to that book, and as of right now, I feel like I will be picking it up just because I'm nervous where this book ends, knowing Morgan's story. And yeah, I'm not ready. Okay, now that I'm done yapping, you guys are gonna have to excuse the ring light in my glasses. I don't know a way to light my room without it, and it's a menace every single time, and I really don't want to put my contacts in every time I'm filming, so we're gonna have to deal with it. Yeah. Okay, so the first book that I read for the month of April was Peter and the Starcatchers by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson. This has been on my list since middle school. This was probably one of the first things I've ever added to my list on Goodreads, to my first Goodreads account, which I lost when I forgot the password to that email, so yeah. But basically, Ridley Pearson is the author to the Kingdom Keeper series, which I was obsessed with in middle school and a lot in high school. And basically those books are about these kids who get chosen to be virtual hosts for the Disneyland parks, but at night they show up in the Disney parks as their holograms, and they have to fight the Disney villains to keep peace in the parks. They're really fun. The It's a Small World scene will forever haunt me in my dreams. If you've read the books, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and I can never go on It's a Small World without fearing for my life, especially the Orlando one. So that's always fun. But because of that, I was always really curious to pick these up, and I'm glad I did. I overall did enjoy it. I rated it at 3.75 stars. And that's not completely the book's fault. I think it might have been a 4 stars if I've never consumed this story. But in high school, one of the years, our play was Peter and the Starcatcher, and I was in that, and I did not have the best memories associated with it. But because of that, I had a really hard time reading the book just because it brought up memories of being in the play, and also just I knew the storyline, so none of it was really surprising to me. But I feel like if you've never read the book and the story was more storying, I feel like it would have been good. The writing was fun, the characters were enjoyable. Basically, this follows an orphan named Peter who is basically sold off to a king from a foreign country, and he and his friends from the orphanage are put on this boat. But on this boat, they meet a young girl named Molly who is traveling, and he quickly finds out that she is kind of on her own secret mission, as well as there's magic involved. There's a magic chest on board that isn't supposed to be there, causing all kinds of wacky stuff to happen. And yeah, it's really cool. It almost serves like as an origin story to Peter Pan, and overall it was a really fun experience. It's a series, so I do plan on picking up the next one. I don't know when I will get that one, because if you watch the July TBR video, you'll know that the teapot sometimes likes to spite me, and no matter how much I beg for it to give me the sequel or a volume of manga, it like gives me the exact opposite. But it's fine. It'll come out eventually. It's in there, so crossing our fingers that the sequel comes out soon. So apparently I was reading a lot of middle grade in the month of April, because the next book that I read was The Mysterious Benedict Society and the Perilous Journey by Trenton Stewart. I was surprised to find out this was my first time reading this book. I fully thought I had read this book at some point, but I didn't. All the plot that I was remembering is actually from the first book. But basically, this follows the same cast of characters from the Mysterious Benedict Society. Mr. Benedict tries to put together a really fun like scavenger hunt cruise for kids to celebrate their win from the first book, but him and one of his assistants goes missing mysteriously, so the kids go on a journey to try to find him. It has all the same fun and excitement from the first book, and it was really interesting. You get to find out a lot more about Mr. Benedict, which is really cool. However, this book ended up only getting a 4-star from me. I do feel like it moved a little bit slowly for me personally. If you're someone who wants a mystery but wants a bit like lower stakes and doesn't really want to put up with like how adult mysteries function, the Mysterious Benedict Society is a really great choice. The writing is a bit more dense, I feel like, than a lot of middle grade books, but I remembered really enjoying them in like middle school and high school, and I still really enjoy them now. So it's almost like a cozy mystery, I guess. Yeah, but there is a third book, and I am really curious to see what happens in the third book, because the villain, he's still on the loose, and like we will find out what happens. So the next thing that I read for the month was a volume of manga, and that is Snow White with the Red Hair volume 13. Yo, I was so sad at Anime Expo to not find any Snow White with the Red Hair merch, even from any of the vendors. I was like, so many of them had like a bunch of romance merch from like Yona of the Dawn, but I was like, Snow White with the red hair, I'm begging, please. And yeah, there was nothing. So unfortunately, I did come home empty-handed, but volume 13. I gave it a 4-star. It was good. It's continuing the arc from volume 12. It's just like nothing incredibly exciting is happening yet. Like, it's really just the beginning of the arc. The art was, of course, gorgeous, and I love the characters. I love the characters so much. If you've never heard of Snow White with the Red Hair, basically it follows a girl named Shirayuki who has bright red hair, and she works as an apothecary, but her bright red hair gets her in trouble. She has to run away to another kingdom, and where she works to become an apothecary in the castle, and she is in a relationship with the prince, who happens to be like her best friend too, and like all the characters surrounding him being a prince and her being the castle apothecary in training. And yeah, it's a really good time. It is super sweet, and it's not super duper slow burn. So if you're someone who wants a romance and like a good starter romance anime, well, there is an anime. It's stuck on season 2, and I need season 3, but apparently I'm the only person who needs season 3. So, ow. So I got my leg numbed today because I went to the dermatologist, and they had to take a part of my skin. Yay. But they numbed me, and right now when I hit one of the like half numb pieces, and it felt so weird. It's so weird. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, blah blah blah. We don't say blah blah blah. I should watch Hotel Transylvania again. What was I talking about? Yeah, if you're looking for a good starter manga, and like you're worried, like you want it to be romance, but you don't want it to be too slow burn, but you do want some little bit of yearning, this is really fun. I really enjoy it. I'm about halfway through. I believe it's at volume 26, and I'm on volume 13. But it's okay. That just means there's so much more content for me, and like I have started really loving Princess Anna, which is Prince Zen's older brother, because I hated him at the beginning of the series, and I was like, this guy is just such a bitch. Like, why is he like this? But like, luckily, he's much more enjoyable now. However, I am mad at the decision he made for this arc. Like, what are you talking about? Why did you have to do that? You and I were being like besties, and then you had to go and decide to do that. Yeah, I'm upset about it still, but yeah, 4 stars. Cool, next book. So back on the topic of middle grade or YA, I don't actually have the next book. It is called The Last Cuentista by Donna, Barber, Higuera. I ended up giving it a 4.5 stars. From what I remember about it, it was a library book, so I don't have it with me, but it is like a dystopian, like future. There's a title for that thing where the dystopian future, but basically they've decided like Earth is unlivable because there's like this asteroid that's about to hit it. Some of the families on Earth have been chosen to go onto these pilot spaceships that will put them into like cryogenic sleep, and they'll wake up on a new planet. She doesn't get put into the cryogenic sleep correctly, so she's awake during the process, but she's not aging, and she's learning the material from like this they have to download like lessons into their head. And one of her like special electives that she wants is like mythology and stories from Earth, so that she'll be able to be a storyteller just like her grandma when she arrives. However, while she is like awake in this cryogenic sleep, she finds out that the people who are in charge of the ship were basically like lied to, and there's like another like society who's like decided that now that humanity has a new chance on this planet, that they're going to wipe out the past memories of Earth, and they're going to reset this new planet to be better than Earth by making everyone the same. And honestly, it was one of the like scariest it was honestly so scary. I believe it is also a little bit horror, and I don't think I felt that scared in a book other than the part where she is in that cryogenic sleep. And it was like I was terrified for her and for literally everything. The book is really cool. I'm not like, I do enjoy sci-fi-ish elements, but like really sci-fi is not my thing. But I had a really good time with this book. I feel like the story was really well told, and just kind of like emphasizes the importance of storytelling and remembering the past. And it was heartbreaking, honestly. It was just it was good, but it was like I was torn apart like reading it. But yeah, this was my second book by Donna Barber Higuera. Oh, this is definitely a YA, because this is her, I believe, YA debut, and she has another book called Lupe Wong Won't Dance, which I've also read, which is her one of her middle grade books. But yeah, I'm really excited to read more by her. I do feel like I am enjoying her books, and I really hope I have some more on my electronic TBR somewhere. We are on the last book for the month of April. We have done it. Yay. And that is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I know, big change up for the end of the month. And you guys don't understand how much I was looking forward to this book. I don't even care that it's one of those stupid paperbacks with the stupid sprayed edges. However, I do kind of really like these sprayed edges because like the whole theme of the book is pool. And like they've grown on me. But at the same time, I'm like, really? You couldn't give me a hardcover with... It's fine. It's fine. But basically, this follows Scarlett Vandermeer, who is a like diving athlete in college, and Scarlett has unfortunately gotten a really bad injury in the last season that took her out of commission for the remainder of that season, and then she's barely getting back into diving. But now that she's back into diving, she seems unable to do one of the styles of dives that is required to compete at the level that she's competing at. And so we're following her kind of like trying to unravel the trauma around why she can't do that dive anymore. But at the same time, she meets Lucas, which is part of the swim team, and like the diving team and the swim team like not exactly have beef, but like they're not really together all the time. And she happens to meet Lucas because he's the ex-boyfriend of her team captain, and it's a little messy, and it's an Ali Hazelwood romance. I will think these books are great no matter what. However, this was not one of my favorites, which I'm really sad to say because I really was looking forward to it. I ended up giving it a 3 stars, which is kind of like, I unfortunately call my mid-tier, where like, it was good. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Will I ever really reach for it again? Probably not. For me, the romance just didn't quite click. Like, it felt like it was very one-sided from the guy. I think one-sided like from her. There was also a lot of it felt like she had a lot of shame around the relationship that she wanted, which made it kind of hard for me. Like, I really hate reading books, like romance books especially, with stuff like that. And also just like, I didn't really like Lucas. Like, I feel like he was just kind of like a brick wall that she was throwing emotions at, and like, I don't know, I feel like their relationship didn't grow. I don't understand who he is as a character, and then I don't also like, I don't know, it just wasn't working for me. Ow, I just hit my leg again. What is wrong with me? I don't really understand their characters, like, nearly at all. And I really do prefer when romance books also have a perspective from the guy, and like, this was missing, and I feel like that really would have solved a bunch of problems for me, because like, you could not tell what this guy was thinking, and like, not in a good way. But yeah, I will always love Ali Hazelwood, and I will read anything that she writes. So yeah, which I already read Problematic Summer Romance, and I cannot wait to talk about that book. But unfortunately, Deep End did get a 3-star for me. It has not decrowned decrowned. It has not bumped Not in Love from its first place spot. And yeah, I don't know if anything will bump Not in Love from its first place spot, because I freaking love that book. I love that book, and I really don't know if any single romance book will top Not in Love, because I actually reread it to read Problematic Summer Romance, and nothing can beat it. It's just really good, which is really funny because I still give it a 4.5 stars, because like, yes, it is a fantastic book and I really like it, but there's still something missing even in that one for me. I don't know why I'm like this. That's basically it. This is probably a super short video, like much shorter than my other ones, and again, it's also because I only read 5 books for this month. And like, for some reason I have the ability to yap off topic, but like once I'm on a topic I cannot remember a single thing that I'm supposed to say, and most of the video that I cut out is just me staring into the abyss. But if you made it this far, congratulations, you've made it to the end of the video. I'd really appreciate it if you liked, and if you're not subscribed already, to subscribe. I'm trying to make it to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. If you are someone who is subscribed, I'm gonna love you forever. Like, I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, leave in the comments, what are your current reads right now? I would like to know. Yes. And I will also apologize because there are probably a few more book videos coming out this month. I have the motivation all of a sudden to actually like be on time with some of my book videos. I also have I finished the Caraval series. I also I finished rereading the Infernal Devices series, as well as there's another series I also finished. But I'm gonna be making videos just on like those specifically, so like hold on until those, because like I'm really excited to be talking about like series as a whole. I also have a really interesting like essay-ish I'm kind of working on, which doing like a character comparison from a movie and a book that I recently read, which is honestly just for me, but if you want to watch it, I'd really appreciate it. So that's it. Okay, bye. Great start today. Oh, fantastic start today. Oh no. And Herman is just watching. Hermie! So cute.